Okay, this is a demo review for week 1 of UGC Highlander. My team and my team is Genesis. We're an iron team, and I play Spy. This is the first half. We're playing on Borneo. I actually didn't have a great half. Kind of made a lot of stupid decisions. Luckily, the rest of my team wasn't struggling as much as I was. So, yeah, I was able to, or rather, my team was able to win pretty handily. Right here, so Suicide for NG, standard stuff. My team had a idea that we were going to put crit stickies using the crit streak on the outside of the house, of the shed. And our demo was going to wait up by the sentry while I hid nearby with a cloak and dagger and just told him when to detonate. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that great. The first half, the second half it does work. But there's that. Actually, I had barely enough time to get into position without being seen.
10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Favorite spot of mine. It does get spy checked sometimes, but very rarely. Normally, pyro checks around the tree. I think this one does. Yeah, so I'm not sure why the crit stickies didn't go off. They're actually hidden right there, behind that tin. I peek out here, but the scout kind of draws the attention of the combo, which is fine. I mean, he's doing his job, but it does mean that I get kind of nailed. Fortunately, they do pop off of the scout, so all's well that ends well. I should not have decloaked here. That was kind of stupid. Heavy sees me. I get away, luckily, because then I was in position to shut down their cart pushing. Yeah, their demo played a really weird game this time. For some reason, he liked to play on the flank a lot and overextended pretty hard. I don't know why. They were fairly silly. But yeah, those were two. I mean, Scout and Engineer are both fairly disposable. Random stickies. I don't know where they came from. Anyways, Scout and Engineer are fairly disposable, but I did shut down their push for a bit. So. Sorry. I do like to disguise as pyro, occasionally. It's a class that it makes sense for them to hang around the combo a lot. And if a pyro sees you, they're gonna stupid close to stand. Sees you, spy check you anyways. So flames are not as big a deal. It does get inconvenient when the pyro who's supposed to be spy checking is actually shooting, and therefore you get spy checked. But I switched to Latron J here because my aim felt pretty off. I think I changed my mind the next life though, because I don't know. I felt the need to take down the sniper. The sniper wasn't running Razorback, which I always feel like that's really silly. Like, if any sniper in a competitive game is not running Razorback, they're just begging to be stabbed. That being said, this sniper was super spy conscious and hit Girardi about lots of times, so he did make up for it. The second half, I went to town on him, though. I don't know, silly. I did a terrible job of staying alive in this first half. It was pretty silly of me. I just made a lot of stupid decisions. I was feeling kind of uptight, not loose at all. Look right here, I should have cloaked and gone behind the sniper instead of trying to ambassador him. Still end up getting a pick, but that's mostly luck. Spy can be a good disguise if you're hanging around ammo packs, because it makes sense for the other team to see their own spy hanging around ammo packs. Here I get a bit of crappy luck. The sniper coming through right as I decloak. Get your out, he didn't die. That was just terrible luck. I should have decloaked somewhere out of sight of the teleporter. Pyro was right there, I wasn't sure what to do. So. Sniper like hang out over here. I'd never seen a sniper hang out in this spot. It is a good spot. I think he gets the demo a couple times, yeah, right there. But it did make it very easy for me to get picks on him. This second point, I shut him down pretty hard. Again, I think I come to the teleporter for the sniper to come through just as I decloak. So, luckily I do get away. So I kind of expected it. Right here, I knew I was dead, but I called out that the sniper was out in the open, so that our sniper could get the pick on him nice and easy. Or maybe that was the older, I'm not sure. But I did that a couple times this round where I was just dead, but I decided to draw my pursuers into my team so that they could get taken out. I think the Pyro later, same way. This team liked to follow me pretty hard. I'm not sure why, especially since I wasn't that big of a pain this game, which is more of a negative. Here, that was a dumb decloak. I should check behind me. Luckily, I'm pressing myself against the wall, but I don't really notice. I do get the heavy here. Pyro's right there, though. So. It was a suicide pick. It did help to shut down their push for a little bit, so worth it, but I could have done better if I'd waited just a second. Okay, so right here, I knew the NG was there. I didn't want to risk going for the backstab with the level 2 right there, so I decided to just distract him a little bit by sapping the teleporter. In retrospect, I probably could have gone all the way back to the spawn. Oh, here, this is just embarrassing. I should have gotten that headshot. I probably could have gone all the way back to their spawn to get the teleporter. But I mostly just wanted to be annoying. I had a feeling that the NG would want to bring its level 2 up to control more forward area. I don't think that was actually his intent though, so it ended up probably being a waste. That was just disappointing. I should have gotten the first try, but the medic body blocked it. Oftentimes, when I feel like I should be getting the medic, I'll decide against it because the medic is looking around too wildly for a reliable backstab, so I'll just take one of the combo power classes, either the demo or the heavy out instead, because the net result isn't as great as getting a medic pick, but it does push for a little bit longer until they can get another power class up. Because if the medic has no one to pop on, then the maneuver is a waste anyways, so... Sneaky little pick. I made a good decision running away. Unfortunately, the Pyro somehow manages to get me with a flare gun or something. I get away though. I picked up the sandwich there. That was just me not paying attention. If you're a spy, don't do that. That's terrible. I was at almost full health and it was just silly. Their sniper liked to play alone a lot, which was silly. The scout, the sniper, and I all had free reign of him. I think the scout saw me there. He didn't spy check though, so I get killed here. This was a terrible decision. I shouldn't have poked my head out. I knew the scout was aware. And there's no reason for me to go for the sap. Just gonna die anyways, but... My ping started to get worse around here. A couple of fail stops, which were pretty ugly. Although that might just be confirmation bias, I'm not sure. Right here I see their combo is getting ready for a push, so I want to get behind them. Don't have enough cloak. Oh, right here I say, hey, there's a sentry ahead. Hey, there's a oh, okay. And then he just dies. Yeah, so I wanted to get in position to stab the combo, but I didn't have enough cloak to get there. Get back in by the engine. Here, so sniper gets taken out by our sniper. Maybe no, that's later. Sorry. So here I kind of act like I'm running away, and then come back to get the sniper pick. But our sniper gets him right before I do, so I back to the same. Right here, so I knew they were pushing. I wanted to get behind them, but they popped before I could, so I just got the pyro so they couldn't shut down our counter push. I don't believe we actually do end up counter popping. This was silly. I shouldn't have tried to get the heavy. I knew he was on me. That's kind of the theme of this first half, is me making fairly silly decisions on when to go for picks.
We've got to stop that bomb!
Here's a pause. I'll fast forward through it. Our scout DC'd. Something about his internet is just terrible. He DCs every couple of seconds. There was no reason for me to go for that, but there was no one around, so I figured I might as well see what I could do to help. I didn't end up even taking a shot, but in the event that the spy had gotten away, I could have gotten a quick body shot on him or something. Right here, the combo's pretty distracted. I wanted to get the med, but had a little bit of a lag spike right there, so I didn't end up getting him. The heavy turned around when I wasn't expecting. That's the thing about spy. Good spies, like platinum spies, can play around the luck, but when you're not a platinum spy, luck does have a lot to do with it. Just, you know, the targets will randomly spin around, and there's not much you can do as the most fragile class in the game. This level 3 was really odd. I don't know. It only really shut down the scout and me. It did get improved at some points, but for the most part I can play around it. Right here the heavy's all alone, full of butter knives on him. Figured I could help out the team, however. I'm not sure why the med followed the pyro. He ends up getting separated from the pyro and ends up dying. If he had popped on the heavy, the story might have been different. Right here, that was just terrible. I wanted to save our demo. I didn't really have to, but because he got away anyways. But I was going for the headshot instead of the body shots, which, when you're fighting a scout, can work out in your favor, but more times than not, it just means you're going to miss all your shots. Here, it was a bad decloak. I ran out of cloak and didn't really have many other options. Went back to the H19 because my aim with the scout had been proven terrible that night. So H19 is more useful when I want to play a knife strategy, which I was doing fine. The backstabs, headshots, not so much. Don't really run revolver as much as I probably should. Something about that strategy just doesn't mesh with me. So I prefer the H19 when my aim fails off. I definitely do a lot better on offense as well. Defense is tricky because the attacking team is normally pretty spy conscious unless they're pushing. Right here, this is a slick little sneaky way to get behind them. Just a little sneak and then get the med pick. I end up dying, but it's definitely worth it because the team had lost our forward hold, and we're setting up a level 1 sentry back at spawn. But if that combo had pushed through, the power wouldn't have been able to hold it. So by getting that med pick, I set down their push for another couple of minutes, giving us time to set up a very solid last hold. This last hold is probably the first match. Very solid. So right here, I knew that the combo was over there, but I also knew that I didn't have enough cloak to get behind them. So I just hop, go for the headshot, and then run away. There wasn't really much I could do there, though. Here I'm just calling everything out. I don't really want to get too close, but Pyro runs past me. I don't know why he didn't spy check me, so there's a nice couple of picks. Again, their push is just shut down. So right here, it was a kind of nasty bit of backstab. I get the Saber on there, though, and my team was right there to take out the sentry, so I don't know how this Pyro followed me all the way back. He wasn't even using his flamethrower at the very end. That being said, like I did earlier, I tried to draw the Pyro all the way back into last so that my team could get the pick. I called him out, and my demo went to go take him out. I considered you a bit stupid. Random scout. Not much I could do to expect that. I'm looking for the combo right now. I really had no idea where they were. I suspect that they might have been. Right here I see the sentry, or the NG going for the sentry, so I take him out. Unfortunately the scout was right there, so I couldn't take out the sentry as well. In retrospect, I should have cloaked and run away, but I think the scout probably would have gotten me anyways, so. That being said, taking out the NG would keep them from bringing the sentry up, which I'm sure was their plan, since that was what he got here. Right here, I was fighting some lag, and I saw that my cloak's running out, so I just kind of hid. I didn't even actually have a disguise at this point. The demo just kind of didn't look behind him. Unfortunately, I didn't get the backstab because he suddenly looked to the right, but chased him away anyways. So. Not as good, but still a little bit. Here they're getting a little bit desperate. I wanted to go for the med pick, but my team had it handled, so. That's obviously a spy, so. I was going to go sap the sentry, but our sniper had it handled, so. And decloaking in front of a soldier is a sure way to die, so.
Say goodbye to your kneecaps, chucklehead.
Here, there's only 13 seconds left. I just gotta do something. I see that their combo's pushing, so what I do is I just kind of get their attention and run behind them. Buys my team a couple of seconds. I know that seems like I didn't really do it, but that was my intent. It may be a lucky pick, but... So yeah, first round went really well. No thanks to me, but... as I said, I do a little bit better on offense. I switched to the Dead Ringer here, I believe. Yeah. What I like to do on offense, Disguise is a class that it makes sense for them to die, such as a Pyro or a Sniper. A friendly one, and then go push the cart. Because then their Sniper will see someone on the cart that is a pretty high value pick, such as a Sniper, get the headshot and then call out that the Sniper is down, which means that then their combo might go into sightlines for our actual Sniper. Nice thing about Dead Ringer is that if your disguise is friendly, the body that you drop, the fake body that you drop, will be the same disguise. It won't actually be a spy. It also helps to get a little bit of pushing on the cart, because until you can get behind the enemy team, you're not sensitive to spy. So I can free up right then. Scout to do something by pushing the cart for the first one. See right there, I get sniped. Fairly confident that they get called out. Here, I should have pulled out the gun. I don't know what I was doing. Sniper. I'm a 5 health though, so let's just go back. I'd never seen a sniper hold up there. I think it ended up getting him killed pretty quickly. Most snipers will play back that actually. Here I'm just scouting out for my team. I know I'm going to get hit pretty hard, but I just kind of want to get that Dead Ringer pop. It's obviously a Dead Ringer, I just kind of want to be behind them. I went straight for the ammo pack though, so that I didn't worry about it. Here I had Dead Ringer, so I just played pretty aggressively. Being regular pain in the butt for them. And now I'm just going behind them. What I wanted to do was to get back and to their spawn. That scout saw me, so he heads me off and takes me out, which is unfortunate, but
Why is the cart not moving?
here I was trying to disguise as a friendly, but I kept on forgetting to hit the R key. So. Random demo man, again, he liked to play on the flanks, and I don't know why. I didn't expect that at all, so I got taken out. I didn't have my Dead Ringer up. I don't like to hold my Dead Ringer up at all times, like some spies do, because taking a little bit of damage before dying often sells the Dead Ring a lot better.
Congratulations. We have been awarded.
I was fighting out here again. My team is a West Coast team, but I'm actually on the East Coast, so often my team is pretty garbage. But I disguise as the Pyro here. One, it is a class that makes sense to be with the medic. Two, it dissuades other spies from going close to the medic. So as long as I'm not behind the enemy team, it's a decent idea to disguise as him. I kind of expected to take some damage here, so I'm not sure what happened. I went for the headshot on heavy, but couldn't aim. So I didn't really sell the Dead Ringer all that well, but I ended up getting behind them nonetheless. NG was playing the area pretty well. Here my team was about to push, and so I went up for the sap, but then they decided not to push, so it's kind of useless. Tried to take down the sentry anyways, but not worth it. I'm at 8 health here. I should have just run away, but something about that didn't register. Comes down and I'm just dead. Tried to get a last second headshot on him, but nah. Again, my aim was really off for this first half. I should have been alive for that push. It was my own stupidity that made it so that we didn't take that. If I hadn't been dead, I would have been able to sap the sentry, and they wouldn't have had to back out when they did. So, my fault. Random soldier happens. Bump the spy. Because I bumped that spy, they knew I wasn't dead. Scout was probably pretty aware of me. So. This was a kind of ugly game, and random garbage happening. Like I shouldn't have died there. There was no reason for me to get myself killed there, but I did. Random scout. He was going to go back and spawn camp. I called him out, and then decided that fighting a scout one-on-one is probably not a good idea, so I just ran away. Switched back to the Invis Watch because dead ringer. So they had become aware of my dead ringing. So there was no real reason to run it anymore. Invis Watch can get in houses. At the very least, if they've been expecting a dead ringer, they probably won't be aware of an Invis Watch to die. So, looking around a lot is a good idea, better than most other classes. See the sniper? So, random scout. Here, I wasn't really sure what to do, so. And when I get lit on fire, in Highlander, I'm basically dead. There's not much you can do. So the pyro has called you out, you're on fire, and since you're cloaked, you can't really defend yourself without decloaking, which means that you take more damage. So, when you're cloaked, you have one of two options. Either stay cloaked, which means that stuff like fire, karate, those take less time to wear off, and they deal less damage to you. So, or you can decloak and try to defend yourself. This is only really an option when they have low health. Very bumped this demo twice like an idiot. Luckily, I get away from 2 power classes. Again, he liked to play it by himself. Not sure why. I hear the combo had popped. My team was distracting him, so I figured I deal 100 damage off the headshot, which allows my soldier to get the kill. Unfortunately, I died, so. Nice thing about Spy is that your life is fairly disposable. It's not like Heavy, where you have to stay alive. Which means suicide picks are definitely an option. And that was the game, so. Alright, thanks for watching.